Hello everyone and welcome to another traditional draft of Brothers War, and this time a fairly easy first pick. I'm going to take the obliterating bolt. It's just too efficient and the exile effect is relevant in this format. There's a bunch of unearthed creatures you don't mind permanently exiling from the game. The Mistress Foundry is a card I would play in most decks because it's really relevant ability for a land to become a 2/2. And even though it does mess your colored mana source base a little bit, it's I think worth it, but it's not really first pickable when you have a premium quality removal spell in the pack. So let's take it and see if I can stick to red here. Alright, so I've got a Tarnus here, which is not very good. 5 mana 3/5. And yeah, there's like this, I think might be the only bird, at least at common in the set, which is playable, but this is already a 5 mana card. You can't really play ton of them. I don't know about the beasts. Well, actually we have a beast here too, but it's not even that good. And this is a 5 mana 3/5. If it was a 4 mana 3/5, it would be worth maybe, because that stat line is not bad. Anyway, I need to make a pick, and I just tried to explain why I'm not even considering this card. The battery bearer is the better blue-green card here. There is nothing for red here, but there's some decent white here. I like the Powerstone Engineer and the Cohort more. The bearer is not the greatest combination after the bolt. I'm actually going to take the Powerstone Engineer or the Cohort, but I like the 2-drop. I don't know, let's take the Engineer. I haven't actually tried red-white, or have I? I don't recall. But yeah, now there is a third path Iconoclast. Okay. There is another Powerstone Engineer. Okay. The Iconoclast is so good though. Picking this would mean that I kind of abandon the Powerstone Engineer unless white continues to being open, or I can just take the Powerstone Engineer and kind of solidify my spot here. I guess I'm going to, because I have actually played some blue-red tricks, multiple of them. I'm not sure how many of them I'd recorded, or if any, but given how I started this draft, I'm actually going to take the Powerstone Engineer number 2 and hope I'm not gonna regret it. Like, getting past another Iconoclast would be really smack in the face, but I'm willing to try the red-white now, if that can work. At least there's nothing that's really going to blue-red here that well. Maybe like a supply drop, which is not so bad with the prowess theme. But here I have a disenchant. This is a little bit too expensive, although I do have a couple of ways to create Powerstone tokens. But disenchant is always going to be decent, so, or at least often enough going to be decent. It's also a card I did sideboard out from a deck in my previous event, recorded event. Well, this is actually the next record. The previous draft I drafted was my previous draft on the channel, but I'm still taking the disenchant here. Yeah, this is interesting, but maybe not for red-white. Oh, there's a Bailout. Huh, I don't see a lot of red, by the way. And this is a really good green card, so I suppose I'm gonna move that direction. I'm not sure how good the green-white deck is, but if I'm gonna get an obstinate Bailout, I'm on pick 5. That has to be a signal that green is going to be open, and this bolt is still splashable. So let's take this now. Instead of there was the white flyer at 3 mana, which could have been maybe considered here. But here, it's gonna be the epic confrontation. Yeah, I don't actually have any soldiers for this guy yet, so let's take this. Phalanx Vanguard, Scrapwalk Cohort. I do like the recommission, so actually all these 3 cards are worth considering. I don't know. Kind of want to have this just two drop here. Mine is my voice going away. I hope not. Alright, so I'm gonna take the 2 drop, but the Cohort is it's a tough one. In red, in white and green, is the cohort as good? Green has those ETB triggers for... it's tough, it's tough. Okay, I'll take the cohort, fine. I think it's a pretty darn good card, so... It was hard to pass it, but yeah, also because I do have a two drops here already, so maybe the 2-drop isn't that important. Now, what's the pick here? Just take the medic. I don't think I'm gonna play it, but it's something I can maybe sideboard in. Okay, now I can take the Vanguard. Don't know if this is gonna be... I mean, you really would have to care about the ETP effects of artifacts. Yeah, let's take the 2-drop now. Escape is fine. Don't really think Millstone is that great. I mean, you would have to be a really grindy deck to play Millstone. It's quite slow way to mill someone with 2 mills per turn. Yeah, I'll take this, but I maybe use it as a sideboard card. Alright, Deadly Riposte is maybe not my favorite card in green-white. It's better in blue-white when you're gonna fly a lot. So maybe I'll just take something like Razor Maw here, and although this is a good sideboard card, I really don't care about the Razor Maw. Okay, let's take the sideboard card against some aggressive decks. And I've kind of grown to like the supply drop. I'm gonna take it. Not that the other cards are really playable. Okay, I got the Chaplain. This was the pack that had the bailout, wasn't it? And I got both of them. Both cards, that are worth considering. Drum could help with some of the stuff. I don't like the Discipline. When, for example, if I find another red spell, I might want to actually splash for them. Alright, so I did find another red spell. There's a Mesmeric Orb. I have one of them. But now this is not the spot to... I mean, I will Mythic Rare pick some Mythics, especially the retro artifacts, because they are very rare to open from packs. There's a very low odds to open this one Mythics from the packs, and there are a lot of them, and I want to complete them, but there's an Excavation Explosion. I already have a way to splash. I might find an Evolving Wilds, something like Energy Refractor. I'm gonna splash the red, and for that reason I'm gonna play the Explosion. There's actually still a chance I'm red-white here. Maybe this isn't gonna come back, but it's still a possibility I abandon the green. But regardless of whether that happens or not, I'm gonna take the Explosion here. Okay, there is a good green card in Gaia's Courser. This is the kind of deck that might play the Thopter. There's also a very good green card in here. Well, nothing that's red and worth considering, so... Sprite versus Courser. How good this deck is to putting graveyard creatures into graveyard. This self-mill helps a bit. Because the Algothian Sprite is quite good. I'm actually taking it. I'm taking it. Okay, that is a double red card. I think with the green card I just took, I might be white-green splashing red. Most likely, I mean. Blanchwood Prowler now. That's something. Recommission. I don't care about the Reclusion white and green. I think it's more like a blue-green deck when you are really a late-game focused deck. I think it's the Revoker isn't that great. I think it's between the Recommission and the Blanchwood Prowler. Just not sure. I guess this helps me with the mana fixing a bit. Yeah, alright, let's take the Prowler here. Status Coffin, no. Riposte. Phalanx Vanguard. Okay, let's take another 2-drop here. And now I would want to have some artifacts because I have some synergies for them. There's another synergy piece for them, but it's not really that good if you don't guarantee artifacts entering that often. I could take the Mutt, kind of, because I'm planning to splash red, but I guess I need like an Evolving Wilds or some other way to fix mana before I can commit to splashing this. Although this is two pretty darn good cards. I think this deck might actually care about the Aeronaut's Wings more than the other options, because making these guys fly could be quite interesting. And it's an artifact for the few triggers that care about artifacts. Okay, I'll go to an opportunist. This is not a bad card to sideboard in. They get a 2/2 bear token, but I mean in cases when I blow up, you know, 3 or more of their stuff, it's worth it. But the opportunist is just too good to pass here. Alloy animist here. There is also an energy refractor. Disenchant cavalry. I don't think I have that many soldiers. Only, well, 3 is like here and there. This is not gonna guarantee a counter. I just don't have maybe quite enough power stone production for this thing. I just don't. I'm actually more interested in getting my red splash. I'm willing to pay some extra to splash my red. So I'm gonna take the refractor here. Okay, Cloud Key isn't really good. Nothing here is too good, I guess. The Juggernaut is like a playable because I'm going to splash for the ability to also use the Unearth. Could take the Tinkering. I don't like it as a trick, but it's sideboard material maybe. I'm gonna take the Juggernaut. It's a card I might play. Alright, Mechanized Warfare here. Another way to add mana of any color, but I have the drum already. Maybe I should replace the drum with this Stalwart. It's a possibility. I don't think I need another Prowler. I'm gonna take the Stalwart here now. And here, I might take the Thopter. I'm a little bit of an aggressive deck and I do not mind having artifacts for the Phalanx Vanguard, for instance, so let's do it. Phyrexian Revoker. I'm just taking it because it's a, you know, rare. There's nothing else worth having. Deadly Riposte, sure. Thopter Architect, still here. Well, I'm more likely to play over the Razor Maw. I don't care about the Razor Maw. So let's take it, but I don't think I have enough artifacts to make it good. Okay, Recommission. Might play it. I don't know how many 3-drops and 2-drops I have. Not that many yet. Okay, another Brotherhood and another Excavation, Explosion and an Obliterating Bolt. And also the Frontliner, which I consider is like playable, yes. That's the Elite too. But I mean, of course I'll take the Bolt here. It's the better card than the Explosion. I could see maybe another scenario where if I really care about, if I have a lot of expensive artifacts and stuff like that, you know, activated abilities, you might prefer this because of the Power Stone token, but in my deck there's definitely no reason to take the Explosion over the Bolt here. No. And I would want to have an Evolving Wilds to make, kind of finalize the splash. Okay, Levitating Statue. I don't know if I have... there's a bunch of non-creatures. Okay, it's, you know, it's not necessarily just a blue-red card. I'm not sure about all the cards I'm having here though, so... I could just take the Airlift Chaplain or the Warlord's Alley. It might also be something. Maybe the statue isn't quite good enough. I'm gonna just take the Chaplain here. I think it's fine. It flies and can bring me stuff back. Oh, Static Net. That has to be the pick because I don't see any rares anymore. Frontliner is fine. Anagard, just a random 2-drop, which I don't even need that much. Yeah, Static Net, one of the better removal spells in the format. Although maybe not so much in this deck because I don't care that much about Power Stone tokens, but I still have some triggers that care about those tokens or any artifacts entering the battlefield. So I don't have now. I don't have here a Evolving Wilds yet. I feel like I should take the Refractor because I do have 3 red cards and they are all, you know, fairly castable. The Explosion costs 4 mana with this thing and these are 3 mana with this thing. It's acceptable. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this, but I really hope to have an Evolving Wilds here still. Nope. No such luck. Oh, there's a Skyfisher, a Spider, which is also a really good one. And I have the drum and the stalwart and the refractors to actually splash it. Double splash. There's also the research deck, which wouldn't be that bad. Because I do have the ability to unearth it. Maybe the double splash isn't that great. I mean, I don't have to use swamps for it, but I think I still take the research deck. It gives you... I know there was the paratrooper, but I just felt like it's maybe not that kind of a go wide deck. If I had more of these cohorts, maybe then. But I have other 2-mana plays here available already. Is this the second tactician I see here? Okay. Elite or Amulet? Guess the elite can be now picked here. I have a lot of cuts, of course, to make. So there's one more out to see a Evolving Wilds. I don't think I can get there. But I have enough fixing. I might take the Black Blade Reforged because I don't have legendary creatures, but I have a now. I know there's a lay down arms, but I'm not sure how many mountains, planes I'm gonna have on average. So I'm gonna take this because this can be really powerful if you have the 7 mana for it. Okay, am I gonna take an artifact destruction spell? I have 1 disenchant. I think I'm gonna leave with that. Don't really care about most of this stuff. I don't think I'm gonna play 2 recursive commissions. I don't know if I'm gonna play 2 of these guys either, but let's pick it. And here it's between like a frontliner and a recluse. Not sure if I'm aggressive enough to make this worth playing. I'm actually taking the recluse for sideboard. I don't think this is a frontliner deck. I have 1 wings already, don't I? Yes, I do, so I don't care about the second copy. This might be in a very weird scenario sideboard card, I don't know, but let's pick that, because I won't be needing 2 of those wings. 6 soldiers means that this is like well, I'm gonna pick it because I'm more likely to play it than the Amulet, I think. Or am I? Let's take the flyer still. And there's a medic. I have 1 medic in here already. I'm not gonna play 2, so nah. Let's take 20 gems. And let's take uncommon over commons and whatever supply drop. Don't think I'm gonna play 2. Okay, so I can't say the draft went that well. I have only a few green cards, but there's the Bailout, there's the Opportunist, some decent... Yeah, I mean, basically all the green cards are good, but this could have been a red-white deck. I mean, it could still be if I cut the green, but I don't think it's worth it. Let's cut the lands now, and this is 33, so I'm going to cut 10 cards. Oh boy. Let's start with creature curve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 2-drops. That's the amount I like. And the actual number of cards that care about artifacts entering is only like the couple of vanguards. So the Springleaf Drum might be unnecessary. I'd rather have the cantrip version than the mana accelerating version. I think I will play the Stalwart though. Yeah, and I will play like 1 mountain, I guess. Although these are not great when you have mountains. I mean, you might mill the mountain because you can't pick it with this thing. You can of course pick it with this green version. This can only pick a plains. So does that mean I'm gonna cut the chaplains? So if I cut the chaplains, these are not necessarily 3-drops. These are kind of 5-drops. And that I might be able to cast for 3 or 4. 1 supply drop goes away. I don't think I have room for the recommission, although it can target this thing. Huh. Its mana value is 3. It would be a 5-5. That's like a little bit of synergy. But okay, I cut the drum here. I kind of want to use the reforged black blade. I have no legendary creatures, so it is Axel 7 to equip. So maybe I shouldn't in the main deck. I mean, use it up as an option to sideboard in. It's of course a massive pump effect, but might not be worth it. Okay, cut it. And then any easy cuts. I do like the recommission now all of a sudden. Kinda like the wings too, but maybe it's not what I have time for. Oh, the Thopter Architect. I don't have, currently it is 8 artifacts, but the problem with this thing, it is a 4 mana 2/3. So I think it's more like a red-white deck thing, which is, really aggressive. This deck doesn't necessarily need to be that aggressive with the removal and stuff. So I'm not going to play a 4 mana 2/3. Cut it. That means I still have 15 creatures. How about with the refractors that are cantrips and this research desk which can dig deeper, and this thing that can also find me a land? Should I consider playing 16 lands? Maybe, but I still have to cut a bunch of cards. I'm thinking about something like the Juggernaut. I'm going to cut the Juggernaut. Maybe I'll put this on the 4-drop slot because there's like a... I mean, I only get to play this on turn 3 if I have the one of the 1 mana cards and a 2 mana card. Yeah, which is possible but not very likely. So, but on turn 4 I'm quite likely to have 1 creature or an artifact, or just a 4th land too, because of course this can tap lands. So yeah, these are more likely 4 drops than 5 drops in this deck, but very rarely 3 drops, unless of course later in the game. So opportunity up, cohort, cavalry. That's still 6 or 7 soldiers still, so 6 targets for this thing. Now this one is soldier 2. I like the one of supply drop. I don't know if I should really not like it that much, but I do. And I like the recommissions now that I have the elites in here. That's actually a fun little synergy here. I mean, I have to cut at least 2 cards. There's no way out of it. I mean, no way around it. So with 3 red cards, I feel like I need to play the Stalwart. Yeah, I'm going to cut one of the vanguards. And then if I play 16 lands, which I can with all these cantrips and the research deck, that leaves me 1 more card. It could be the recommission, but I really want to synergize with it. There's not that much else than the elites though. I guess the opportunist is a 2 mana 4/3 enters with a Power Stone token. The rest of the stuff not so amazing, but I do like the main deck disenchant. Although I do have the static net. Now you could cut the aeronaut's wings, but it's actually quite good with these things too. 5/4 flyers. This is 5/4 flyer. I'm not sure if I can have easy time to get through the opponent's board without flyers, and I have the cavalry as my only one. I'm going to play the wings. Maybe I will cut the main deck disenchant because I do have a removal, explosion, a couple of bolts, and the static net. And then if the opponent has very juicy targets for disenchant, then I will make room for it. But this is the main deck, and I will play like 1 mountain, which leaves me at 1, 2, 3 plus the mountain ways to get the red mana for my 3 red spells. And this thing can help a bit to dig deeper to find the 1 mountain, maybe. Not very likely to find it with that thing. I know the drum is a more reliable source than this thing which can get killed, but I think I like to play the creature over an artifact here. This will be my main deck. Yeah, and the supply drop. I know it's a cuttable card, but I somehow just think it's a nice one to have. So I'm gonna have it in my main deck. How about the plains forest mix? I have a double caster green, but more white cards overall, because once I put a mountain in this deck, I obviously won't have an even split of plains and forest, but then again the refractors help with that stuff too. So, and I guess this thing which fixes my mana is green. And I have the double caster. Yeah, one plains is enough, but I might need 2 forests. So I'm going to put 7. Only 7 plains, but with the refractor it's a little bit better than what it might seem like. And 8 forests. Yeah, so I'm not happy about this deck. I kind of went to green-white once I saw the Bailout, but and then immediately after that I think there was an epic confrontation, but not much good green after that. Then I got these red removal spells, but didn't really get much red after that either, I don't think. So I didn't really know what was the correct lane in this draft, but this is the deck I ended up with. Yep, that's a decent one. I don't have the red for this, but I can dig for the red with both of these. Well, I have only one mountain in the deck, so it's actually not that likely to find the mountain, but I have other means to generate red mana still. I don't need a plains or a forest, so yep, decline this thing. Let's see what I can find. I can play this card until the end of my next turn. So, okay, there is... Oh man. Oh man. There is a Bailout for next turn. It's such a good card, but this is one of my few ways to make mana for these things. This is actually very tough. I mean, I have to take the refractor. Did it have to be a Bailout? Yes, it did. And more lands. Man. Why couldn't the Bailout be the third card in there? Well, at least I can unearth this and I can use my removal and all that. But I have only one threat on the battlefield. That is a problem if I want to kind of push some damage here before the opponent starts doing stuff. Right. Yeah, and there's the one other way to make great mana. Damn it. So do I want to explode? Make this explode? I mean, I would have to use all my lands for that. I guess the stalwart is not really that. No. There's no rush. It's just 1/1. It's hardly gonna participate in combat. So I have all the mana I need. Now I need actually good cards. Now that is a good one. Also something to sync my mana up with. I could bolt this thing. Because it goes to exile, they don't get the 1/1. I just don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it's very unlikely going to be worth it. Don't think I'm gonna do that quite yet. So if I play these things, I can actually bolt it and play both of my things here, so maybe I just go all out. It's crazy. It is crazy. But because of the power stone I can actually do this. Alright, this is... I mean, I did this mostly because I have the sprite here which threatens to be, getting 2 +1/+1 counters every turn. But now if they play any big creature, I just can't really push through very easily. And if they kill the sprite, well, I guess I still have, 3 power here worth of attacks. Okay, I don't like the fact that they're holding their mana. I'm actually gonna do like this, and then like this. Yeah, because it feels like they have the +2/+0 and first strike. So I'm gonna first see this. I have time until the end of my next turn to cast the card I choose here. So that is... I'm gonna be able to take the best card in here. Well, the best card happens to be a 2/2. So let's now attack with these things. I don't mind trading these with the 3/1 or with the trick. They are most likely holding there. The 1/1 token isn't able to block the sprite anyway, so they had the Whirling Strike there like I suspected. Very fine trading my 2/2 for that. Okay, so I... Okay, that one is a good one. Let's I mean, they have 3 cards in their hand. How many of those +2/+0s they can have? I have here 7, 8, 9 mana. Kind of feel like just pumping this guy. I don't want to just attack and threaten the 4/4 because if they have another one of these, it's not gonna be that great. So I'm gonna do this. And again attack with this other stuff. This is also a 4/2 now, so just do it. So that was just a regular trade there. And if I draw a land, do I need all the lands to... No, I can't double pump this and I don't need... So if this dies, can I unearth? If I draw a land, I can unearth and... Okay, fine. I think this is... I need to show that I have nothing because if I draw a land, I think I need all the lands to you know, it's unlikely this is gonna die, but who knows, maybe it will. Alright, so now this can't be blocked currently. I can just attack here and see what happens. They're of course having some kind of a thing there, but we'll see. Could be the 3/3 flyer with flash. No, they went to block, so it's not that. They can block the cohort, take some damage. And then am I going to use mana on the sprite? I guess I am. They have a bounce spell. I can't recast it. But if they have a bounce spell, I suspect it's the 5 mana version that puts it on the top of the deck anyway. So yeah, let's go for it. There's not much for me to do with the mana. They're still taking 2, going down to 10, losing this. I have this. Oh, they actually took it. Wow, I didn't expect them to not have anything. Because Sentinel be my guest. Alright, that's like a no threat at all. Subjugation, okay, that's dealt with now. But I have here... Well, if they had no hand, I would be having a lethal. Because I can make one of my guys +1 power. And then of course this is a 3 power hasty attacker, but I don't think I want to risk that. So let's just do this. If they have nothing in their hand, I'm very likely to win on the next turn, regardless. Yeah. Okay, they that one, which is fine. It was gonna die anyway. They saved more damage that way. I might as well play the land because I can pump this guy and use the confrontation. Not on in the red step though. So what are they holding? Maybe they have nothing, but let's try this. Okay, so is there a mass removal spell? Is there any reason to not play this? I don't think so. Well, there is a mass removal spell that deals 3 to every creature, so playing the elite is definitely the correct play there to play around that. No, not give them the additional turn. Okay, so blue-red, but okay, a lot of these 1 toughness creatures. Do I have good? I mean, I don't think I'm gonna play a Yoshin Medic just because of that. I like what I have here. The escape thing again against blue and red. Well, I didn't see a lot of interaction, but I assume they have that. Plus the escape works against the whirling strike very well because it gives indestructible. So the first strike doesn't matter nothing, and the come on, whirling strike doesn't enhance toughness. So I'm most likely be able to win the fight with this thing. So let's try this, and then cut one of the things. Do I need the wings here? It didn't seem like I would have needed in the previous game, but okay, maybe I have a big enough, guys. I'm gonna cut the wings, especially on the draw. I'll keep the other ones. Disenchant. Well, I don't actually see. If I see more targets like Blitz Automaton, maybe, but with only 1 target, no. Juggernaut, is that gonna be good? I don't know if there's anything in here I want to cut, so I still will use the 1 supply drop here. Right, I'm gonna have it like this. I have an engineer and the opportunist. They actually, I can use the power stones to pay for these things. So if I draw 1 land, this is fine. I mean, this is actually very good if I draw 1 land. And that's not bad because that gives me the option to use the obliterating bolt as well. And, digs me closer to a land if nothing else. And I don't need to do that. Now this is a perfect start. This is a perfect start now. With this 1 land, I can do everything I want to. Of course I don't get the power stone from this until it dies. But I also have the nice, 2 mana 5/5 coming up. So just if I attack with this thing, they take 2 attack. Yeah, I'm not gonna attack with it. I will be doing this though. I can use the power stone to play my artifacts and maybe just play this on the next turn. Because I can play the... Yeah, I can... Depending on if I... Guess I'll just kill this at some point with the obliterating bolt, but here I can play this... Maybe draw a land. Because I need a land, yes, to play the elite. That was a bit risky, but I think it was worth it. Play the elite and I will tap this thing and this thing, which is not gonna block. The 2/1 is gonna block those stuff. Okay, now if this thing dies, I have a 2 mana 5/5. Yeah, I really like this. I didn't realize this until I saw this combination. I didn't realize it can be a very nice pair of cards. Because a 2 mana 5/5, that's no joke. That's a very high tempo play. I mean, of course you can't do it on turn 2, but even later in the game you can have a very good double spell turn when you use 2 mana to create a 5/5 and then use the rest of mana for something good too. For example, I can get rid of a 4 toughness creature and get a 5/5, all for 2 mana. So this is an easy block. Now if they want to give it double strike, I mean, they're still gonna lose this. Maybe they have a trick, which is fine too, as long as the elite doesn't get exiled. I'm happy. Okay, so that's fine. Trade with that trick. And they get to deal 4 additional damage with that, which is totally something I can survive here. And now it is time to do what exactly? I'm gonna bolt this thing on this turn maybe. I don't want to take any more damage from it. I'm thinking about the attacks. If I'm gonna attack with both. I'm gonna attack with the opportunist. I don't mind to trade to either of those things. No, they are gonna go for the aggression. Understandable. Return this guy as a 5/5 and then I can get rid of this thing. Double strike can be scary if that's their plan, you know, you know, pump spells and double strikes. Infantry, okay, so they would have to lose 2 to block. Maybe I should do the desk thing first. Okay, well, a sprite would be nice, but I just exile the infantry, right? Again, I have to skip a very good card. But let's do it. I don't want them to have the token they run now. If they are willing to, you know, double block this elite, I'm fine with that. They lose the ball. They still take 5 here, and they are. Am I gonna lose here now? Are they gonna be able to deal 16? That cannot happen. I can't unearth, and because yeah, I would have to pay 3 mana to unearth because you know the red costs 1 extra. So you have to be able to both activate it and unearth and activate it, and I don't have the mana for that. So let's not do that. They didn't make any blocks. What does that mean? How am I gonna lose from 16 now? They have only 6 power. Double there's no way. Double giant growth, all that. They don't have the double striker now. If they had, that would be a different story. They don't even have 7 mana for the sprite activation. I think they should have blocked with the sprite on the opportunist, if nothing else. But of course I don't know what is in their hand. What's their game plan? Because of course the explosion, it targets players. So as long as they are... Oh, they have a rivalry there, but this is not gonna be... I mean, that's not gonna do anything, right? Because unless they can sacrifice this. Yeah. Okay, there's that thing too, so... I win if they have nothing. They're gonna take at least 5 here, even if they jump block the 5. Then I finish them off with that thing. Yeah, sure. This is gonna be good. Good enough. I don't think they have anything that's gonna mess up with this. So I didn't need to even use the unearth here. On the play with, yeah, well, the refractor gives me, yeah, okay, this is actually quite fine despite me having only 2 planes and a double green here, but the other cards I can all cast, and this can make me the green and dig to more lands. Oh, this is scary archetype. Now I'm gonna start with the engineer, because I wouldn't mind really the power stone token thanks to the supply drop, but let's see if they have like an evolving wilds there. Nope. They are not not gonna... Okay, this is really good as well. So... Since they're not gonna attack into this guy, I should attack into that guy. Might just play this. You know, there's like a world where I'm gonna use the supply drop, but I'm not. I would be very happy to lose this, get some value out of it, and then you know, get the power stone token. So they're gonna sacrifice stuff, and this will be 3-2 menace when that happens. Okay. Maybe I want to keep the supply drop up. No, I don't necessarily want to. They might block with the opportunist though. Do I care? I actually care about more like this because I want to play my artifacts pre-combat to, you know, give this you know, some pump effects. So let's do it. Okay. So because this has vigilance, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make the block now with the opportunist. Oh, they're gonna block with the engineer too. That's good. I want the token. That was definitely fine. And I'm any land away from BO3 because I can, you know, get the mana from the refractor using the power stone. Okay, so that's that. 2-4. Well, I can deal with the obstinate BO3. So I actually have only 4 mana for a artifact or 3 mana for a non-artifact. So I can cast only 1 spell currently. So that means I'm going to use this. Maybe to find a land, or who knows what card I'm gonna have to miss out on. No land. I actually cannot play either of those this turn, but remember, you can play it on the next turn too. So currently I don't have mana for the static net. I mean, it's the better card here, but I don't have the mana for it. I can't use the power stone for it, so I risk whiffing entirely, so I have to take the elite now. Even though I would rather take the other one. So let's play the flyer, I guess. Next time I can play the elite and tap the refractor and the power stone for the additional cost, so no problem with that. I'm gonna take 4 or 2, I guess. Yeah, with the power stone it's easy to bait, you know. They still have 4 mana left. But the elite can block the chain dancer. At least they need to use some kind of a trick to not make that happen. Alright, so let's just first attack with the 2-1 because I don't think I'm gonna block with it in any scenario. And then I'm gonna have to play the elite. Can I make it so that I can't play these because I need to, you know, pay 3 of this cost with actual, you know, mana from lands, but not with power stone. But I guess I can take the wings. Yeah, because this is what I can do. I can use the power stone to cast for the wings, and then I will have left, you know, 3 mana, and I can tap the refractor and the wings to satisfy the additional cost here. Alright, so that was like somewhat optimized mana usage. I can also block the sprite with the elite, but they might have a removal spell on the elite, and then I would be in trouble. And they do. The same kind I have a couple of in my deck. So how do I beat them? They are gonna deal 6 now. Well, I'm gonna gain 4, have another blocker. I suppose they do need another removal spell. If they have all the removal, so to say, then what can I do? But if not, I can stabilize. Sadly, I don't have the mana to save my guys with the supply drop. Well, it's if I had 1 more land, I could play these things. But I think it's time for me to just attack for 2 in the air and play the most mana efficient play. I know I could play the opportunist and then, you know, equip it. Well, I could use the power stone for the equipping, but this double strike 2 power creature is not. I mean, my 2 toughness creature isn't so good in that scenario, so let's do this. I know what I could have done actually. Okay, I didn't consider it, but I could have played the engineer, and then I would have had mana to flash in the supply drop. Trade with the dancer. Huh. Oh, don't do it like that, opponent. That's a crazy bomb. Ah, don't make me lose to a bomb. Ah. I mean, this is what it does. I lose my permanents. I get some power stones, but it's not worth it. I mean, I don't. Of course, it's 8/8 trample. Just when I was about to stabilize. I think it's cursed that I... Well, okay, this is the game 1 in the match. I can still win the match, but... This seemed so good, actually. It really did. They attack, I will lose the best creature. I can't deal with that. I just lose. I mean, that's no reason to show them any more cards. It even has Unearth, so even if I disenchant it... Yeah, I basically need to static net it. And even in that case, they have gotten value out of it. Oh man, I'm so sad. I felt I was actually winning that game. If they played some other, expensive creature that doesn't, destroy my permanents repeatedly, I had a means to, deal with a, like a 6/5 or something. I had this draw spell there. Okay, so I guess the disenchant doesn't actually have good targets other than the leveler, and that's even this is not very good because the unearth can be lethal as well. So I am very sad to lose to that. I guess the bolt means I'm again playing the Lawrence Escape instead of... The wings can be good in this matchup, but maybe it's a little bit tough to use them. I can cut them, I guess, but do I want to play something else, like another supply drop? I doubt it. I guess this is the deck. Just it is such demoralizing to, lose to that mythic rare. I just cast it and I know that this... I mean, if I had an exile effect in my hand, yes, that would have helped. But since I didn't, and I didn't have such draws in my deck either. Okay. The Prowler has to find me at least a plains. But I guess it's a decent enough hand with the Prowler here. But it has to draw at least a plains, unless I, naturally just draw. Which I did. So am I actually gonna play the Vanguard now? It's a Vigilance 2/2. This might be just a 1/1 if I want to find a land with it. Okay, they bolt that thing. That means they are gonna have more removal. I'm not gonna take it on anything else than a mountain. Yeah, I don't need a 5th land. Decline this thing and... Okay, a little bit of value. I milled the cohort, which I can of course. Well, I guess I have to unearth it. I don't really feel like confront. Maybe I won't have much creatures left after if they block the Prowler, but I guess if they block it, it's fine. Okay. Still no red for this thing. Okay, no, I really want to have the red, which I did. I could have used a static net for it, but rather... Oh, this was one outer. Although I could have drawn the refractor and I still would have had mana to cast it. Do I want to kill this thing with a confrontation? I'm gonna do it because I can static net their next play. I actually want to keep pushing for damage here because I don't... Maybe I find my flyer. I have a couple of flyers in the deck and can push the rest of the damage. Another chain dancer, okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to keep up with this thing. with this damage dealing. But of course, I don't think I'm going to attack anymore. I need a flyer or something, so I definitely need to top deck something. This also targets non-creature artifacts if I need to. I could play this just to scry, but that seems a little bit wild. Okay, well, I guess they are gonna... Yeah, the deck is of course good. Do I let them eat 1-1? Yes, I let them eat 1-1 if they so choose. I'm not gonna play the escape to save that thing. Okay, is it gonna be the leveler? Okay, yeah. 2 games lost to the same mythic. So what I was saying, that I'm cursed, I can't get any 3-0s. There's always gonna be some kind of a loss, which is, you know, due to circumstances involving, you know, very bad mana draws 2 times in one match, or, you know, losing to bums 2 times in a match. It's impossible to go to 3-0. It's really a long time since I got to 3 wins. It's kind of awkward. But I guess my concern is now to get to 2 wins even. There's a big difference between 250 and 1000 gems. Okay, I got all my colors. If one of the forests was a spell, I would keep this hand. I can't justify keeping this. Sure. Not gonna need this because I don't have the mana to cast it. And that's gonna solve my mana issues, I guess. At least color issues, maybe not the amount of mana. Okay, so we are gonna trade our engineers, I guess. I was gonna play this because I will be made bigger by the refractor, but I'm not gonna trade with their engineer. Okay, let's have our power stones here. Black and white. Okay, so refractor into engineer or the cohort. I think I like the refractor into engineer. All the planes, but I suppose with the refractor, not a big deal. Okay, we have the same card. At least, you know, I have the good block on the Vanguard if they choose to attack with it. Okay. It is a standoff, isn't it? Because this engineer isn't that good against the 1-1 either. So one of my flyers, I need it. Because if all these trade, yeah, then, I mean, there's no good attacks. If I attack with this, they block with the 1-1. Well, that has to be exiled immediately. That's not really concerning me too much. I can just block with the Power Stone Engineer here. I have blockers for the other stuff. Oh, this is a... Wait a minute, was it a soldier? Oh, it's a non-token. Because I just forgot the triggered ability, but it's actually a non-token. Of course, it has to be a non-token because otherwise they would just, you know, repeat endlessly. All right, so this thing into this thing. No Lorance escape. That's good. So, am I going to attack? Yes, I am. Don't mind the block here. So everything trades off, but they have more cards than I. I need something. Hope I can take. I guess I can take 3 from that guy. Oh, there's the wings. Well, that's interesting. I can even attack for 4 in the air. Although they will not block the 3-1, are they? No, no. I mean, I let them do that. I let them block the 3-1 if they want to lose a token for that. Let's see if they have a disenchant. They might have a disenchant, of course, for the wings. Or a paratrooper, which isn't that good just now. That is fine. But I mean, it's good, of course, because they can just make all the guys a lot more. Yeah. Okay, so much of the usability of the wings. I need some big creatures now. That is a big creature, and these are soldiers. So, Static Net still has to take the paratrooper, doesn't it? And now I could move around the wings. Yes, I will. Well, maybe not. Maybe if they attack with all that stuff. Well, they are not gonna attack with the paratrooper, but they can attack with the cavalry and threaten to make it a 4-5. So this being a 4-4 doesn't matter. So, sure. Let's leave it at that. Okay, this is also a very good one. I am going to just... Yes, I can do this, and then I still have mana for the sprite post-combat, but I'm gonna get rid of the paratrooper here. Because it is the more dangerous card here. Hopefully they don't have the disenchant. I suppose it at least won't have the counter in that case. Yeah, the sprite is a real threat here too. Alright, so I have more threats now than they have. Ways to deal with them unless their 2 cards in their hand are something amazing. If they have 1 amazing card, I mean if it's a bomb rare, of course that's bad. Yeah, that sentence isn't so bad. They get to scry too, it's valuable, but they are going to... Okay, to the bottom, that's what I like to see. The last card in their hand could still be a land. They are attacking still, so it's not a land. Now it could be a 3 damage to a tapped creature, which means that I'm going to pre-combat this thing. Now, no reason to... Well, I guess I could equip the 1-1 here. They're forced to chunk block the 2-2 if they wanna. Okay. I'm not sure if this is the smart way to do it, but I feel like maybe. Now they can only jump with this thing, but they don't have to block. They can go to 1. And now I hope I don't die to what? They would have to create 7 additional damage somehow. Now all of my creatures are lethal, of course. Alright. So that was a really... you know, we really had equal resources, but in the end, I had slightly better stuff. What does this mean for sideboarding? First of all, I didn't really see black cards there, did I? Mostly white. And they have a siege veteran, which is a really big issue. So, any ways to deal with it? No. I mean, I have in my deck Confederation, a couple of removal spells from red, Static Net. So that's a bunch of answers. The riposte, you know, in some cases, but I don't think it's gonna be tapped that often. They are not gonna send it to combat. Well, unless I have no blockers, of course. Power 3 or less. This is interesting, but it's maybe more interesting when I have more large power creatures myself. I have a few though. Disenchant. Anything good for that? Well, this is not so good to disenchant, so maybe not. Kind of feel like another supply drop might be interesting. A hoarding recluse might be interesting. The Juggernaut can probably... No, that's not very good, maybe. Huh. Well, is something bad here? I want to have the early drops. I don't like the Vanguard against their Power Stone Engineers, though. I guess I'm gonna cut the Vanguard. And I did like what the Aeronaut's Wings did there, so I'm maybe playing it again. Do I need to replace it with a creature? I think I should. I'm gonna actually try the Juggernaut, maybe. Is it too expensive, though? Maybe just the Chaplain? No. Recluse. Fine, let's take the Recluse. It can block the flyer. I might have to be a little bit on the defensive here because I'm on the draw. Well, unless they choose to be on the draw, but that doesn't really happen. Especially with this kind of decks we are having. Alright, anyway, this is a fine hand. Nothing to play until turn 4, but I hope that with the cantrip I maybe can find something to play on turn 3. Okay, they have no play, so I'm not that concerned about missing my turn 3 play, and I can't play this on... But this is your turn 4 play now also. What? Okay, there's a turn 3 play. Wow, so they are still not playing anything unless they have like a disfigure. Nothing. Well, they certainly gave me all the time. Thopter. This is a soldier, so I can give it a counter. Chaplain. Plains or a cheap creature, so do they want to have the plains or make it into a 2-2? It will trade with the Thopter regardless, so I guess the land might be better. Okay. Yep, let's trade. I mean, this has unearthed, so it will at least come back and bite them for a little bit. I don't have the 5th land yet, but of course I can just play another elite. Plus I have the recommission plus elite if they have a way to deal with this. Lay down. Well, hey, that was an exile effect. I don't like that. Well, I'm glad I have the other elite. They have the same plan with the recommission. So they can take a plains or a 2-drop. They took the 2-drop. Okay. Okay, so I can play this, and then because I can tap, of course, stuff that have a summoning sickness. So just do like this, and hopefully this doesn't get exiled. I want it back as a 5/5. Okay. A lot of Phalanx Vanguards. I assume they're gonna attack in the air. So now I have a good attack here because I can make this into a 5/5. Even without the land, I can tap also artifacts for this ability. So I did have 5 mana here, but I drew the land. So make this into a 5/5, and if they want to kill it, they have to triple block it, and that's fine. Okay, they have a spell of some kind. Well, I mean, I have to live with that. This is also a soldier, but I'm not gonna give it the counter. Let's see what they have. Okay, well that's still a 2-for-1. They get their Power Stone, but they were gonna get it at some point anyway, and now I can recommission that because, like I asked, I didn't want it to get exiled. they can do that. I have some blocks here. These are gonna be four power creatures. That is awkward. But oh, they are having a trick to deal with it. Deal with my cavalry here. I mean, what can I do? I'm still taking 11 damage and taking their trick away. Supply drop. Yep. Oh, that's gonna boost this guy again. Ah, that was harsh. But I'm still in the game. I'm still in the game. I have actually good blockers here. I have flying blockers and all that. So what I'm gonna do here is return this elite guy here. Then I'm gonna play this because I can tap this for green using this artifact here, and now I have a blocker for their flyer as well. And I hope they have run out of tricks and traps. Well, that's not a trick, but oh, they actually choose to deal with the recluse instead. I mean, I can see me being at 8 here. It makes sense, but I will just. So if I play this thing, I think I should attack first. This doesn't have vigilance, though. It is really annoying, but oh man, that's true. Yeah, it's really annoying that it doesn't have it. These things have. Yeah, I can't really. It is what it is. Can't do it. Not gonna show the land. No more static nets or removal of any kind. But I can't really attack with my big guy now. Oh, and they have more stuff. Oh well, it happens. I drew better in the first game than they drew now. Well, that is gonna actually help me a little bit. I'm gonna unearth this guy. There's not really gonna be a better spot doing that. I guess I'll, offer the trades there. It's gonna trade with a 2-2 anyway, so let's deal some damage here at least. Top deck war, which they're gonna win with draws like that. I mean, I can still draw one of my removal spells, but I have to draw it right now. Well, or draw it after drawing a cantrip. Yeah, I'm not gonna beat the veteran. This gets a becomes a 5/5. I have to, block it, and then I lose my big creature, and everything will be lost. Now, I just can't beat them if they have all this removal. I definitely should have the escape here now. Disenchant is still not. It can deal with the static net, but there's just such a few amount of good targets. So maybe the Prowler is bad as well. I don't want to lose too many cheap creatures though. Stalwart is not good. I mean, maybe I have to be lucky with my lands. I mean, I really don't want to. But this is this is only a 1/1. It's really useless once the game has gone a little longer. That's right. Not very useful. guess I just have to be a little bit lucky. The opponent has those bombs and all that. I'm gonna cut these and hope that I get lucky. I mean, in the sense that if I draw the red cards, I have the refractor or the mountain. Yeah. I mean, the 4/4 is good here, and I can play it on turn 4, but this is... I'm not gonna mulligan. I have the static net too. I just must not draw too many lands here. There's not much need for lands. Okay, that is fine. More removal for some of their troublesome creatures, but I don't want to remove their early drops. I want to remove their, impactful cards. Alright. Yeah, this doesn't look very good. That is a good one. I can actually, play it and then still play the... No, I was actually wrong. This is not castable on turn 4 if you have no other permanent. Yeah, you would have needed to have something at least. Oh well. There is no 1 mana card anymore now that I cut it. I'm gonna get more information before. I might even not use this right away because next turn I might wanna... Yeah, I thought this is castable on 4, but yeah, only if you have any other permanent plus the 4th land. I mean, it doesn't really change anything here, but I don't know. Maybe would I have kept the hand? Maybe I still would have. Okay, so now they're gonna deal with the elite and then I'm gonna lose the game. That's how it's gonna be. Land. Very nice. Well, I have a static net, which is a good answer to a static net, but do I have the life? I will gain 2 life from this thing. I can surprise block one of those things, so there is that. No, this is not a flash card, but I'm talking. I'm a fool. Sprite. Okay, so I need the red mana more than the... So I can play this on the next turn. I need to play the static net right now. No mana for anything else. I'm getting all my guys removed. Well, only 2 of them, but that's all enough. Yep, this is not so great. I can kill... Oh, just lands. That is awkward. I mean, I can do this and go down to 2. Yeah. Okay, let them attack for the win. I kept, of course, a risky hand, but I mean, how many lands did I draw? I don't even want to know. Too many. Of course, keeping 5 lands means that if you draw like a 50-50 lands and spells, it's gonna be horrible, but that's what happened. I felt like the opponent had so good deck that I needed to get lucky, and I didn't. I had a good 7-card hand that if I get lucky, by drawing more spells than lands, I can get there. But of course, that quite didn't happen. Static net, yeah, that was relevant in the games. Alright, so a 1-1-2 result, but it is what it is. The deck didn't seem that good, but of course the losses I had. I mean, especially maybe not the match 3 playing against a great deck that has, good curve outs and a lot of removal and action, mana curve and all that was good for the last round opponent, but not to take anything away from the second round opponent's deck. But the only reason I lost there was the Cityscape leveler in both games. I guess in the they could have had something else in the second game, but especially the first game, I was actually I just stabilized and had more stuff than they, and I had an evasive threat and all that. I was gonna win that, but then they had the leveler, so that was unfortunate. But maybe this deck wasn't like a 3-0 deck, and well, maybe one thing I should say here, because I didn't talk about it in the games, I do like this research desk a lot. Now you might think that it's like a 5 mana divination, because in the end you have to pay 5 mana to get 2 cards, but you can do it in increments, and the selection is quite a lot. If divination let you, draw cards in a way that you first look at 2 cards and keep one of them, and then look at 2 next cards and keep one of them, that would be of course a lot better, significantly better. So the selection here is great, and you can play this early. You can find your land drops because it's colorless mana before you have to unearth it. So I think this is a card you should play in most decks that have access to red. Maybe, even in this deck, which is only splashing for red, I've wanted to maybe mostly play it also because it's one way to maybe find one of my ways to gain red mana, because this can dig 4 cards deep. Although without red mana it doesn't quite do that. So this is of course better in a deck that has red as main color. Other than that, well, this wasn't exactly a green-white deck in the sense that I had only a few green cards in here. Well, only a few white cards too. I don't know. Yeah, a bit of a mess, yes, but I think the splash was definitely worth it. These are such a powerful cards. But yeah, that is it. Only 1 win this time, and let's claim the prize for that. And hopefully I can actually go to 3-0 at some point, because this starts to eat me. I will admit that. Well, of course you don't see it because I have only recorded a fraction of my drafts, but I think I have like 7 or 8 drafts since my last 3-0, which usually doesn't happen to me because I manage to on average do a little bit better, but I have already taken 10,000 gems negative loss in this during Brothers War, and I don't recall the exact amount of drafts I have done, but it's looking very bad in terms of set completion. But I have of course this a buffer of gems, but I don't know what happens if I run out of this, because I don't really plan to buy constantly new gems, but I guess it takes still some time to eat all this out. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rant in the end. I hope to see you in the next video regardless, and thank you for watching, and bye bye.